Hi Virgo, it's Majori here from the Punk Priestess, and welcome to your Tarotscope for February 2020. So everything was cleansed with Palo Santo, as well as my Florida water that's available in my shop. So definitely check that out when you have a moment. And we're going to get into the reading. So what I'd like to start off with is a signifier. So this is an energy that is mainly circulating you and happening for you this month. And I also like to use oracle decks and astrology in combination of tarot. So we're going to be having some of those right now. So definitely a lot of mix and matching, which will be fun. Okay. So let's start out with the signifier here. Whoop. Okay, so what I have here is the Three of Cups upright. Try to focus that. There we go. And then I have here knowledge. So this is really fun because this is a lot of knowledge, a lot of curiosities, a lot of wisdom coming through with your social circle here with the Three of Cups. You could be spending more time hang out with people, or maybe you just joined a new group, or you're expanding your social circle, being open to new connections and new possibilities in that sense. And it's fulfilling, it's feeling very emotional fulfilling. And for you, this is inspiring you to expand and explore different avenues of things you've always been curious about, you've always wanted to know about. And so for you, this is fun, because what better way to connect with people is through learning, is through knowledge, is through trying to master a skill or get some insight on something. And it could be through settings that were maybe not intentional to be this in depth. Like sometimes we hang out with people just, to hang out or to get some inspiration or to just feel like we're doing our social duties. But for you, you're going to be really feeling like impactful. Like these connections and these people are going to feel very impactful for your life. And it's definitely knowing that friendships maybe you thought were just going to be surface level, or situations you thought were just going to be social only, are kind of expanding themselves into a more broader sense with this knowledge coming through. And you are growing your knowledge as well when it comes to people in your life. You're getting more knowledgeable about the type of personalities that you want into your life and the type of people you work well with. And, maybe you are making friends with some of your coworkers, or you're expanding your social circle like at work, and kind of seeing who else, on other teams maybe could be useful, can kind of give you some insight and propel you in that way in terms of career endeavors, as well as just life. So we like to see it. It's definitely the fruits of having the Lovers be the tarot card of 2022, and this is Gemini energy, so it's just pretty much the beauty of connection. All right, so I'm gonna pull some more tarot cards here. Two kind of came at me here. Okay, so what I have here is the Nine of Cups reversed. I have the Nine of Wands reversed. So we have two nines, or Nine of Wands upright, apologies. So we have two nines, and then we have fire here. Get that clear. There we go. Okay, so let's start off with the Nine of Cups reverse. So this is pretty much like, yes, we have the Three of Cups. It's social hour. We're having fun. We're talking about shared experiences. We're expanding our knowledge. We're expanding our skills and, our insight. And you're even knowing more about people who you want to connect with, who you don't want to connect with. But you're also seeking more of an emotional fulfillment too within these groups. It's like, yes, you could be going off your coworkers and you all have kind of things in common, and, it can be a very knowledgeable, serious time, but you're also looking for connections that have the same type of spiritual connection or emotional connection that you're looking for. And, kind of seeing, is this like more of a relationship that is supportive in more ways than just one. It's not just work support. It's also like emotional support, and you're trying to find a connection with some of maybe your spiritual interests as well. Because with Pisces and Jupiter in connection to Virgo energy, which is your opposite sign as Pisces, you are feeling this spiritual energy coming through. You are feeling like you want to have a regimen and embrace and enhance your spiritual endeavors and curiosities. So it is kind of like, yes, you know, you are getting knowledge, you are getting, you know, some type of information from these groups of people, and like, even if it's social media that you're experiencing, but are you making an emotional connection with it? Is it just pure, you know, duty, or is it something that is more emotional that can gear you towards a deeper connection, a deeper sense of fulfillment with something? That is for you to discover and to decide. The Nine of Wands here is that you're still building right now. You're still working through, you're still putting time and energy towards these endeavors. Could be social. You know, you're still trying to, I don't want to say it's a popularity contest, but you're still trying to do your part in getting to know people, making connections, making friends. But you're doing it more so out of duty, but you haven't really fully felt some type of emotional connection on a deeper level. But you're still on that quest to kind of see, you know, could these relationships go the mile? Will this be a new avenue to put my resources and my time and energy? And that's why this fire energy is showing up. Is just, you know, go ahead, like charge through, have this completion, put your curiosity, put action, put your energy towards what you are emotionally trying to fulfill and what you are emotionally seeking. It's okay to do that. You know, it's not a waste of effort. It's not a waste of time when you want to see this through. So if you want to see it through, put the effort and energy into seeing it through. Don't stop yourself when you're almost at the end of the finish line and turn around when you can win that race. You know, continue seeing it through. And, you know, if it is like, you know, you're dating someone or something like that, and you're not really sure if this could be a relationship that can go the extra mile, like the long haul, you know, see it through. Keep dating that person. Still figure them out. See, is this, you know, the one for me? Is this someone who has the same interest as I? You know, figure it out. You need some more time. You can't make your decision so quickly, especially since we just finished a Mercury retrograde. You're just kind of getting the beginning taste of, you know, who these people are, what these connections. And also, it's not just, you know, how they feel about you. It's like how you feel about them. It's a double-edged sword here. You're still figuring out. You're in the beginning stages. So don't turn around now and be like, okay, I'm just going to put an end to this because I'm not getting the results I'm seeking. You got to see it through. You can't give up. So this is what I'm pulling. The war has reached a critical point between Atlantis and Mu. I have enough as a feast. And then at the crossroads. Okay, so let's start here with the Nine of Cups reversed and the war has reached a critical point. So, you know, for you, it's kind of like you're at the stage now where you're wondering how long will you wait until you get the results that you seek? How long are you going to continue going to brunch with these people? Yes, you're getting the knowledge. Yes, you're, you know, feeling inspired, or you're like, okay, you know, I'm feeling fulfilled in this level, but I'm still waiting for, you know, those friendships or those people to give me the whole full circle. And sometimes we got to realize that not everyone can be this, not every person can be every aspect that we need them to be. They can't fulfill everything that we're seeking, and we can't expect that from anyone, because we shouldn't, you know, have others expect that of us as well. We can't fill everyone's, you know, box. We can't check everyone's box, you know. So you have to also be thoughtful about that and be mindful. Like, I know you're a perfectionist. I know you want things your way, but you also have to realize that, You know, these standards people aren't responsible to uphold those. Those are your own perceptions that you're trying to put on to people. So it's going to reach a critical point that if you want a relationship, for example, or you want to make friendships and connections, you're going to have to bend a little bit. You can't get the full picture or deal, because that's not how life is. You know, you can't have it be perfect, and you can't have, you know, people be perfect. If you want those expectations for yourself, that's fine, but you just have to know, like, you have to meet people halfway, because they're probably also thinking, I wish, you know, this person met these expectations of mine, but they don't. But they're at least, you know, I get these other joys of fulfillment with them, and I still want to keep them in my life. You know, you got to think about that. It's like, yes, you get a lot of inspiration and knowledge and insight from these people, but maybe it's not the emotional connection you're seeking. Or if, like, you're dating someone, maybe it's not the emotional connection, but they have other things. You know, what is important to you, you know? And it's going to be a critical point that you're going to have to make a decision and a choice to either adapt or leave. Find a new environment, find a new relationship, find a new friend group, you know, if it's just not enough for you. And, you know, that's on you to uphold that responsibility. That's not on anyone else to change to fulfill all your desires. You know, for example, if you want, you know, to meet friends who do this type of physical activity, but are also into this type of spiritual outlets, you know, good luck. You might find them who share the same type of vision, and then you might find people who you really connect with that just don't, you know, aren't interested in the other aspect, and that's totally fine. You just got to be like, you know what, I appreciate you for this, but you know, I also want to make friends in this area of my life too, and you can have both, best of both worlds. So you have to be a little lenient emotionally with people, because a reason why you're probably unsatisfied in some way emotionally is because you're putting too much of your expectations on other people, and it is not responsible for them to live up to those. So you got to just find connection and empathy with where people are and who they are. You can't try to change them, because the more you try to change them, the more resistance they're going to have, and then you're going to be without any company, without any friends or relationships. So you have to give and take. Nine of Wands upright. Enough is a feast. You know, definitely having gratitude for what you have, what you've built, the connections that you have. You know, if you are in a relationship, you know, have that sense of gratitude, like, wow, I'm with someone who, you know, we're doing this together. Yes, you know, we're probably not at this stage like other people, but we're at least here. You got to focus on your own race. You can't be worrying about how someone else is running and, you know, where are they in terms of the track. You got to focus on your own race and focus on doing what you got to do and building what you have. And enough is a feast. You know, your plate is full. Don't go looking around at the other tables to see if you can grab food off of theirs. You got to have gratitude. Not everything can be perfect. You really got to cut that, because you're going to lose so much on connecting with people and having more like gifts and abundance in your life by cutting people off or by not being grateful for what you have, and you're going to miss out. So fire here, and then at the crossroads. So you are at the crossroads sometimes in how to energetically move forward, how to make new connections. Like, Virgos are great soldiers. They have a hard time in positions of leadership, and, you know, with this energy, you really have to find a mentor sometimes. You have to find a motivator. Virgos work really well when they have motivation, and that motivation comes through with feeling of use, being able to serve others, being able to help in crisis management in a sense. But, you know, you get that motivation through other people kind of directing you and telling you how you need to respond. What is the right protocol? What are the right measures? And for you, if you're at the crossroads and how to move forward, who do you need to inspire you? Who do you need to push you along? Who can be your mentor? Who can be someone of guidance to you? And you can seek that out. You should be seeking that out. Maybe it is some of your friendships. Maybe it is your relationships that you need to confide in and kind of see, you know, I need some help. I need some insight. You're not a failure by asking for help. Because apparently you're meeting other people who have knowledge that you need and that are inspiring you and motivating you. So definitely be open to that. Okay, so I'm pulling here the 5th house, which rules Leo, which is the sign right before you. And then I have the World reversed here. So this chapter is not yet ended. It hasn't closed. You know, maybe in Pisces season, you'll get that underway. But right now, you need to really be more extroverted. You know, this is definitely a lot of extroverted energy, connecting with other people. We are in Aquarius energy, so we are around a lot of people. We are around the collective. So this is thinking about how you can expand your energy. Who in the collective, who around you in the groups that you're participating in can help you figure out where to navigate and where to direct your energy as you're at the crossroads. With the World reversed, knowing that you're still unfulfilled in ways, but how do you find that fulfillment? Maybe you're putting too much pressure on yourself. Maybe you're putting too much pressure on other people, and you just got to focus on your own performance. You can't focus on what other people are doing because it's just too much, and you're kind of pushing people away. And when it comes to love and relationships, it's like if you're waiting for to solidify a connection, if you're waiting to see if this like relationship is going to you know, be the one, go on the long haul, you know, then it is definitely thinking about you know, what in your world do you need to focus on in order to bring them into it. And also, if you want to be invited more into their world, what do you have to do in order to have that invitation be available to you? Because maybe there's some hesitancy because you're trying to put so much pressure of perfection or just unnecessary things onto these people or onto this person, and they're kind of hesitant to allow you in their world because they don't want to be controlled. So, you know, your standards for how you do things are your own. You got to accept and understand that that's not everyone else's standards. People have their own way of doing things, and that's totally fine. You can't change people. Focus on your own race. Focus on yourself. And, you know, you'll see more connection, emotional fulfillment, love, and relationships when you understand that lesson. And focus on your own world. Focus on your own shit. Focus on the things that you have going on instead of fixating on other people. You know, what are some loose ends that you want to tie up once Pisces season comes around in the middle of the month that you want to clear up and finish by the time Aries season starts in the middle end of March? You know, focus on those type of intervals for yourself, and that is where you will find your energy to move forward. So that is the reading for February, Virgo. And if you want a personal reading with me, definitely head over to the astrology section in my chart, the tarot section in my chart. I have discounts right now on my readings, and I also have an amazing collection of spell candles and other vintage trinkets. So definitely check those out. And thank you so much. I'll see you next month.